Hi Sunshines, go back to our channel. I'm TaylorAnne.
And I'm Lorien.
And together we are MADCURLS. And welcome to another MADCURLS video. First things first,
we want to wish all the mothers out there a very happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
Whether you are mother by the title, mother, mom, grandmother, aunts, cousins, sisters, if you've taken on the role of raising a child, that's a huge responsibility. We honor you today, and for those that have passed on, they are no less of a mother because they've passed on. We wish all of the mothers a happy Mother's Day today on this channel. Yay. Mothers mean so much to us on this channel because I am a mother.
You are. So of course we're here to celebrate the MADCURLS mom, LoriAnne, and I am so excited for this video. And you already told me you were like, calm down. Basically your excitement is like making me nervous. Like, calm down.
She's too excited today.
So we are finally doing the highly requested, and this is actually highly requested. Sometimes people are like, it's highly requested, only one person asked. Yeah. It's like, such a lie. But this is actually highly requested. You guys want to see us do each other's hair. So in this video, I am going to be doing LoriAnne's full wash day, shampooing, conditioning her hair, styling it, all of that, the whole 9 yards. Detangling.
I've turned over my control over to you. I have no say in the matter other than I wanted the line. I want this brand.
Oh yes, you picked the line.
Right.
Yeah. So when I asked you, like, you know, what did you want me to style your hair with, you said
Alikay.
And then like we kind of like rhymed it a little together. We're like, oh, Mother's Day with Alikay.
That was cute.
Like, okay. So Mother's Day with Alikay. All the products we are using are Alikay Naturals products. Should we show them what we're using today?
Why not?
So for your shampoo and conditioner, I am using the Caribbean Coconut Milk Shampoo on your head.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go in with the Caribbean Coconut Milk Conditioner. And for your stylers,
yep. For today, we're going to go in next with the Lemongrass Leave-In and one of my favorite wash and goes, and the Crème Brulee. Because I want to assure that this was going to come out right.
I mean, it's not that hard, right? I just kind of slap it in your head, right?
But, yeah, I mean, I'm always used to doing my hair on the channel, and so, and in life, like, no one ever really does my hair. You guys, you know how I am. I just can't let go of, like, doing things that I own, so to speak. So, yeah, this is definitely a first on camera and really kind of off, right?
I don't do your hair.
Yeah, because say, like, at a time, maybe I might have been sick or something, I just would put my hair, I'd just, like, stick it back or something.
Yeah.
Put on a lock sock, so no one does my hair. Sick or well, I just don't turn over that responsibility to anyone. So this is a first. We're doing it for you guys as a treat. This is called a treat, guys.
This is a treat.
This is a treat. Okay.
I also posted on
treat.
Hashtag treat right now.
Right.
Hashtag Mother's Day treat.
Right.
I also asked you guys on YouTube and on Instagram to send in some Q&A questions about the channel. LoriAnne, mothering, our relationship, that kind of thing. So we got a lot of questions in. We pulled from those questions, and while we're kind of doing the process of like styling her hair, we're going to be like answering some of those questions that will kind of be the topics of conversation.
Yeah.
Yep. You want to talk about what are you wearing today?
Okay. Taylor found, all right, so guys, I'm a pajama t-shirt, pajama bottom, plaid pajama bottom t-shirt kind of girl, and Taylor is not. She loves all of this silk kind of like lingerie. Like, I don't own any of this kind of stuff, all right? So this is what she dressed me like a Barbie doll today.
It's like a spa day. Like you're
a
just in a nice
day,
silk
like a
robe.
silk. Like I hope I don't slide off the chair. Okay, I just like so don't do all of this extra stuff. Maybe when I was younger I might have, but guys, no. Now I'm just like I said, pajama bottom, t-shirt kind of guy.
Girl, I love it.
So this is what she put me in there, like a little silk kind of cami underneath.
You look like you're
modesty.
ready to be like, you look like you're ready to be, I know, I was like, Ma, I got like a negligee to go under. You're like, yeah, we're not doing all that.
So I have no say in the matter. This is my day, however, it's your excitement.
I did, however, let you bring your buy drink on set.
You did?
I was like, you can drink on set, have your little beverage.
You said so people will know I'm treating you right. That you can do whatever you want today, okay? So, all right.
So the first thing we're going to do is shampoo and condition LoriAnne's hair.
And we didn't want to cheat the day. Like I said, like I'll just show up on set, take this off, my hair would be wet. But no, you want to actually show the audience that you're shampooing my hair. Like this is like Taylor's idea of my spa day. Okay, so now next you'll see us in the bathroom.
Yeah, let's hop into it.
Right.
First things first.
Okay. Shampoo. Okay. All right. Come along with us, guys.
Come on.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So we are in our bathroom.
Okay.
I'm gonna wash your head in the sink.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So first things first. Let's take off this turby twist.
Okay. Oh, she said do not wash my hair, so
Ooh,
it's
girl.
it's not washed. Okay.
Let's see what we're working with, girl.
What we're working with?
What we're working with. Okay, so here I have the the Alikay Naturals Caribbean Coconut, the Milk Shampoo.
You have to shake it up.
Oh, right, okay. And then we have the Alikay Naturals Caribbean Coconut Milk Conditioner. We have a small one. This is the 8-ounce one. And then we have the 16-ounce one, because I feel like I'm going to run out.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So should we start by wetting your head?
Why not?
All right. So one of the most asked questions we got, which we definitely feel like we've answered on this channel before, is what made us come together as like a duo, or why did we start this channel?
Okay.
Go.
All right, so, and I know people have often asked that. We feel like we answered over and over again, and that's okay because our channel's growing and people want to know. But it all started, there I was, minding my own business as usual, and I had to big chop my hair. I tried to salvage it. It was a lot of damage due to the fact that I had to take a course of medication because everybody knows on the channel that I have multiple sclerosis. But I had to take medication, and the medication I took caused my hair to start shedding a lot more than, say, I could salvage. I tried conditioners, I tried oils, all kind of like, the growth treatments, all that stuff, inversion method, everything in my hair just simply was not going back. As a matter of fact, it was getting worse. So I'm the type that takes matters into my own hands, and so I big chopped. But not really kind of like knowing what I was getting myself into, and my hair was super short. That's what a big chop entails. And I've had my hair short from time to time, but always in a relaxed state, so I wasn't used to the shrinkage. Not only was it short, it was cut short, it was big chop, but then once it's wet, now my curl pattern came through, full force, and I wasn't used to the shrinkage. So I just didn't know what to do. I basically wanted to pull a blanket over my head. And you were like, Ma, it's really cute, like, like showcase your little curlies. Like,
So I had a dying YouTube channel.
Right? At the time, this MADCURLS channel was, it's TaylorAnne. And you had a few videos on there. You weren't really working on it. That's probably why I was dying. But you kind of wanted to do something with it. So you invited me on.
Yep, and the first video we did was like a chit-chat, do our hair with us. And then we kind of did it vlog style. And then we ended up, I think, going to see like Beauty and the Beast or something.
You're right. So, yeah, it was vlog style. Yep.
And then we went to see Beauty and the Beast, and everybody loved it. Yeah, people that were watching liked it, and they were like, bring your mom back.
Yeah. So, you brought me back. Yeah, I thought it was a brave move because we all know that social media is really kind of like about youth. And I felt like it was a bold move because it was like two distinct age differences. We are...
This lathered right up.
Yeah, I know, right? I love it. You're half my age, so I felt like I could speak to the audience on all kinds of levels. Like on a mother level, mature level, wisdom level, and also women my age that, we all could relate because just because, you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, doesn't mean that you are ready to hang up the shingle and not cater to your beauty needs. So I'm like, we buy products more than anybody. And if only the community would get that through their heads that we are the shoppers in the community. I have money to spend and not afraid to spend it. So I'm like, why don't we just like kind of like have, we didn't really think about it, but that's what it was, two different age differences.
Yeah, 2 different age differences, 2 different hair lengths.
Yep.
And
So then it started to become fun because then you guys could see the journey throughout the year. My hair growing back.
Gotta get the kitchen.
Of course. You got enough shampoo?
Girl, plenty, girl. I didn't realize it was gonna lather as much as it lathered.
I know you would. Now you got to work on getting it out now. That's gonna be a project.
Okay, your head's like diagonal.
Is it? How do you want me to straighten it out?
You need to like center more.
All right. Oh yeah, you're doing a good job. Okay.
Girl, why are you
I'm just touching it.
Girl, don't get stuff on my silk robe.
All right. All right. What do you want me to do? Move over this way?
Okay. All right. What has being on YouTube taught you, Busted?
I think it's taught me probably tolerance. As much as Lorian can embrace the word tolerance. It was a whole new genre for me. Just the whole social media aspect. I mean, my idea of social media was hanging out on Facebook, and I still do, as everybody knows. But it just taught me a lot about YouTube. I visited a lot of channels, got a lot of understanding of what's going on in the world today. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I just got an understanding and that people are just people at the end of the day, and they're just doing what they can do. I still come to our channel with my conservative views to an extent. When I say conservative, I mean not in a political sense in any stretch of the imagination, but just meaning that I'm 51 years old, and came from a whole nother generation, so I live my life differently. I've lived my life differently. So it made me just kind of understand what's going on in the world today. And understand it, not necessarily embrace everything, but just understand it to an extent, which helps me to grow and move forward. And because we go to events and I see people of your age, and so not only do I deal with you guys, you, your brother, and you know, you and your two brothers, but you know, I'm able to talk to other young people your age and just see where their mindset is. So
I feel like for me, we were talking about it last night. I said that YouTube, what did I say? Like, it kind of taught me that like I could like make a difference, because like I was on here kind of doing it by myself, and then like bringing you on the channel, I feel like it kind of changed like both of our lives, like,
yeah.
And it was like kind of something we didn't foresee.
Yeah, because I was at a point where I raised my 3 kids.
I always say we're better together.
Yeah,
like
right?
I think we're better together than I ever could have been by myself. So
perhaps. But you know, I raised my kids, and then I was kind of like, now what do I do? Because I never worked outside of the house, and now I'm 50 years old. My kids were all raised. So now what do I do? And so for you to reach back like that at a time when you know you could have just moved forward, plowed forward, and really taken social media by storm. You know, there were like rocky moments in the beginning where companies simply just wanted you. You know, they would keep trying to come through the It's TaylorAnne page on Instagram, and you were kind of like, we didn't want to really kind of like grow that page or add any more to it because we wanted to grow, you know, the MADCURLS brand. So that was tough in the beginning for you to do that. That was a sacrifice on your behalf, a risk that you took. But you reached back and grabbed your mama.
Ooh, my back. I don't know how stylists do it. Like, whoo, okay. Oh, girl, I'm sorry, girl.
Scratch my face.
Girl, where, girl? Sorry, girl. My goodness. Okay.
Sorry, all the nails.
The claws, or whatever I'm calling.
Does it feel soapy, or it feels like it's out?
It feels like it's out, girl.
Okay.
Okay. I'm actually gonna bring you out a bit and have you like kind of like sit up a little bit.
Okay.
So I can put conditioner in your head.
Okay.
Just make sure I got it all out. Oh, your hair feels nice.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right, so the next question is, how do we resolve conflicts?
Okay. We actually thought deep within, and it's not like we have like a wonderful relationship. And if we did, like there's nothing to apologize for, then we do. We have a fabulous relationship, but are we beyond like the conflict stage? That's a lot to say in one mouthful. I think that we know each other so well, and why would we not? We spend like 24 hours a day together, so I think we can kind of almost like feel it and sense it coming, and we just almost like we take turns, kind of, sorta. We see it coming, and we realize that one has to take down.
Yeah.
Always in a conflict situation, someone has to give in, and so when I say take down, it's like the one that has to give in at the moment. Whoever's the most passionate about it, the other person can kind of feel the passion, like that person's not going to let go of this one. So let me just take down for life's sake, for peace sake.
Yeah.
So we take turns, and it's nothing that's thought out like, well, the last time you took down, so now it's your turn kind of thing. It's not like that.
It kind of just happens naturally. It depends on what's going on, but it always happens. Like one of us just kind of backs off, and so that's what happens.
Yeah.
Like we don't fight everything to the death.
No, we don't.
When there's even stuff to kind of fight about,
and
it really isn't.
As the channel grows, it's like more and more understanding of what we're doing, and there's very little. We both know each other's ways so much. You know the things that I will and will not do. I know the things that you will and will not do. We kind of get a feel for each other when someone's having a bad day, someone just is not there. That's the glory of having both of us on the channel. That the days that I don't feel like doing it, but I know we have to do it, you're there to push, like, come on, Ma, we got to do this today. Or I'm there to say, Tay, come on, we got to do this. Because, you know what the books are looking like, so, we got to.
Very true. Sometimes it's like your turn to be the cheerleader. Oh, girl, my hair could never detangle this easily.
Really?
My hair would never.
I told you, because last time you were concerned, you're like, how am I going to do it? I'm like, trust me, it's not hard to detangle. I said, if you have the right conditioner with slip in it, and that one is a fabulous conditioner, it just really, literally just goes right through. So it's just really a no-brainer. Now, the longer my hair gets, sometimes it gets a little bit more challenging, but not much. Not much. Because what's there to really, like, work your way through? So.
But yeah, so that's what happens when there are conflicts. Like,
Yeah.
we both kind of gauge the situation and
Yeah.
kind of see who needs to like step.
Right. Who's like more passionate about something.
Yeah.
You know. Like what could we give an example that we like either one of us will give it? What do you know is like my pet peeve? What is the thing that you know I won't budge on? Let me see.
I mean, we are like two different ages. Sometimes like maybe things like that I want to do that might be like a little bit more wild or like whatever. Like I don't know. Like
Right.
Like there's certain things I know. Like I'm just not gonna ask you. Like I'm shocked you're sitting here in a silk robe because like that's just not you.
Right.
Like you wouldn't do silk robe. So I think
So I knew that you really wanted to pamper me because we discussed the other day going to a real spa. And so I knew that the spa idea was in your mind. You wanted to, it's your way of kind of like honoring me and pampering me. So it just, I mean, your face just lit up this morning when I put on this silk robe. Like I'm sliding all over the place in this, guys. And I have sneakers on. My
to grip the ground.
My pajama, if I could lift my leg up that high, I'd show you guys, but I can't even. So my black sneakers to grip the ground, sitting on a pillow. But I know that it was your way of honoring me, and this meant everything to you to see me in this silk robe. So here I am in the silk robe.
In the busted silk robe.
So things like this, I always say, pick your battles. Yeah. I do that like with raising, just pick the battle. That wasn't that big of a deal. It was like special to you that you wanted to do this for me. So I took it like that, like this meant something to you.
Yeah.
So it's like not a big deal.
And then things like regarding the channel, like if I want to do something, you necessarily like the Teamy Tea thing, like you were like adamant, like you did not want to bring like Teamy Tea to the channel. You were like, no, you're like it's just so like promotional and just so hashtag ad, like just
like sponsors. Like when do we ever?
We're doing a Mother's Day video. Oh, by the way, I hope you guys are watching this sipping on Teamy Tea. You were just like no,
like I just didn't feel comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So
like we have to like negotiate things or like everything's always a discussion, but there's rarely running and crying and extra stuff.
Yeah,
that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that went out the door the first year.
The first year was the roughest.
Yeah.
All right. So next question is, what do we do outside of YouTube? So when we're not doing videos like this, what are we doing?
Just what everybody does when they're not working, because this is our full-time job.
Yep.
So what we do is things that we love to do. I love to watch my crime channels. Like I said, YouTube. I've discovered a lot of the crime channels, and so I do that. We do our errands that we have to do because this would be, like I said, our job, so we're not able to do things. So we will go do our grocery shopping. We will do... we
go to the gym.
Yep, go to the gym.
Go to the gym.
Yep,
I love going to restaurants, shopping, of course, movies.
Yeah. Just regular life. Visiting relatives, family.
Yeah.
Just normal things.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what else do we have here.
Right.
What is Lorianne like as a mother? What do you think you're like as a mother, gal?
What
did we say? We said no nonsense. I mean, you totally like can have fun.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff, but like you were like not that you were strict at all.
No, I wasn't. I was not. I would not. You would. Like, you probably would be surprised that I wasn't strict. I think my presence, the way I come off to people, is like, it is no nonsense. I'm serious. But I do let my hair down from time to time. I'm an oddity. I would think that as I say, I'm a dichotomy of myself, like polar opposite of myself. 1 minute I can have complete fun, and then I can just like turn it off like that when it's down to business. There's never
that kind of happened a lot. Like I think I understand now. Like I'm an adult now, so it's like we're friends. Like, and you're my mom. Sometimes when I was younger, that line would kind of get fuzzy because I'd be telling her something like, "Oh, like me and my friends this weekend did something crazy." And you could see your face just getting like straighter and straighter. It's like, oh, like she's going out of friend mode.
Right.
She's going into mom
it's
mode.
It's all fun, I say, until it's not fun. And I'm like, wait a minute, like back that thing up, like my grandmother would say. And I'm like, you and your friend did what? Like she thought like we were friends, and we're friends to a point. But it's a fine line because you don't want to scare them away. You don't want like she's opening up and telling me something that she felt like she could confide in me, and she knows it was something wrong, and yet she felt comfortable enough to share that like I was a friend.
Yeah.
But I wanted to keep the lines of communication open, but you have to take every opportunity to guide and lead.
Yeah. What were we saying the other day? Like, it's not about judgment, it's like about correction.
Correction, yes. It's about correction.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
people, always say you can't judge me, only God can judge me and all that. Yeah, there is a scripture in the Bible, it's in Corinthians, that no, the righteous are supposed to judge, but that's a whole other story. But coming back to parenting, it's not judging, it's correction. So if you're going to tell me something wild and crazy, no, it's time to stop, okay, the fun and games are now over, now back into mother mode, as if I ever really left it. So that was the time, the surprise moments that you thought maybe I left it and we were just like buddy. And no, even now, as an adult, you will always need your mother, okay? And I will always need my mother. Kids need their mothers, no matter what age. I will always be 25 years older than you. Okay, my mother will always be 20 years older than me. She will always know more than me. I don't care what the age. You never know more than your mother because she's lived that many more years than a child has. So I always feel like I'm in the role of correction. You could be 50 years old, but I still will be 75.
Right.
And I'll still have lived 25 years more than you. And I still, I've been 50. So when you're 50 and I'm 75, if I'm still blessed with life, there's things that I'm going through now that that are new to me that I'll ask my mother, because she's now in her 70s, and like, what was this like for you? Did you go through this like when you were in your 50s or whatever? So you still need that wisdom.
Yeah. So I would say all of that, and
I mean, I can appreciate when people say I'm an adult. Yeah, everybody's an adult. Even if they're out on their own, under their own roof, all that's fine, well and good. But you still don't have the experience.
Yes, God. I would definitely say like you always made time for us. Like, there's nothing you definitely wouldn't do for us, and you definitely went hard for us, especially when we were younger, like in school.
Right.
Even now, jobs, whatever, like you're just basically like talk fast, like I'll handle it.
Right.
I think you still make our doctor's appointments, like so. There's just nothing you wouldn't do for us. So
Yep.
Nothing is too big or too small.
No.
Right.
My role as a mother very seriously. Still do.
All right. Your hair detangled very quickly.
Really? Okay.
So that Alikay shampoo and conditioner, your hair is so moisturized.
I know, guys. You know that my favorite shampoo is the black soap, but I didn't want her to be heavy-handed today.
I know you were like, why don't you use the coconut one? I'm like, you want me to use the coconut one? I was like, because your favorite is the black one, and you don't want me to go through it.
I'm like, well, they say that the pH balance, it's going to balance my hair. You're like, no, you just don't want me to use
the coconut one is actually my favorite. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Both of them are. If you can get both of them, get them both.
Yeah.
Get both of them. And the coconut milk conditioner. That just took your tangles out. Your hair was dry.
Right?
Woo, dry. All right, so now we're going to rinse your head.
Okay.
All right. So the next question is, this one was actually to me. It says, what are 2 things your mom taught you that you would teach your future children? So the 2 things that immediately came to my mind was, one, how you always taught me, like, you always used to say no matter where I went, remember who you are. So if I was nervous about, say, a job interview, or I was meeting new friends, going out on a date, like whatever, anytime we were separated, you always, before I went out the door, you're like, okay, now remember who you are. And so I think I would definitely teach that to my kids, like, remember who you are. Have some confidence about yourself.
Exactly. It was just that little last piece of confidence I would give you. And when we laughed about it last night, when we were kind of like going over the questions and the answers, like cursory answers, you're like, you used to always tell me, remember who you are. And that was so funny to me. I'm like, that's one thing that stood out with you? You said, yeah, because that always brought me confidence wherever I would go. Before I leave out the door, you'd look at me, kind of like almost like grab your face, look through the eyes, okay, now remember who you are. I said, you are Taylor Wesley. Whatever that meant, we laughed last night.
You'd be like, who are these people?
Right?
They're no better than you. You're lying.
I'm like, you are a Wesley. Like, what does that mean? People say, oh, you're a rough child. Oh, don't forget, you're a Brown. You're a Jones. Remember, like, I don't know. People just love their last names and they love the ancestry behind that. So I would just kind of say that. Just remember who you are. No one is any better than you. You're not better than anyone, and no one is any better than you. That's my motto. I'm not better than anyone, and no one is any better than me.
So it was that, and it was, for me, I think, the next lesson you taught me in like a word is that everything is figure-outable. Like, you figure out everything. You never have I don't know, or I don't know what to do. Like, no matter what the situation, no matter how big, no matter how small, like, everything you figure out, and I just...
My pet peeve is, I don't like the I don't know. When I ask, what are we going to do? I don't know. That I can't deal with. Okay. Do not tell me I don't know. There's got to be a solution. There's got to be a solution.
Girl, let's see, girl. Ooh, girl, looks good.
Oh, yeah.
Nice, fresh, clean hair.
Yes.
All right.
Nice
So,
and detangled?
Nice and detangled.
Okay.
Okay, what do I do with it?
All right, so now we're gonna just kind of like put it up because we're gonna go back and style it now, right?
Yes.
Okay. You did a good job.
Clip it busted here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other clip fell.
Okay. All right. Tight quarters here, guys.
Tight quarters, tight quarters. Okay. So we're gonna clip her hair up. Bustedly.
Okay.
She will see you at the styling station.
All right, guys.
All right. Bye. So here we are at the styling station.
And we're back.
We're back.
And I'm
All
giving
right.
her pointers because I'm seeing
Her
all my
BB color stick.
yes, all my gray, and so she wants to do it. So she said, "How do we do it?" So I was saying that first I put down maybe like a little edge control so it can adhere to that, but it doesn't really have to. You can just kind of like do that. Just color it like a crayon, make it look natural. And this is for women
snap!
that are kind of like graying at the temple. It just kind of blends everything in.
Girl, did I put a patch there?
Yeah, you did. Don't go too heavy.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that looks very fake.
Okay.
It's just all right. It's like an eyebrow pencil, just very lightly, like you barely touch it, just like that. You don't just like cut like very lightly.
Girl, let's get that. Let's get rid of that, girl.
All right.
Hold on.
I'm not put you because then you'll. Hold on, girl. All right. All right. Okay.
Sorry, busted. Let me submit.
All right. Let's see. That's why. Yeah, I use the edge control. You got edge control over there?
We got some Alikay Edge control.
Okay.
I think.
Why not?
Sorry. Oh, here it is. I rearranged our shelves. Okay.
Okay. Yes, she did. So now I come in here.
The
and I know where
lemongrass
all of-
leave-in edge control is lituation.
Okay. Yes, I like this one, and it's a nice size too.
Nice and big.
Okay, so I just kind of like
Light scent.
put that down.
All right, I'm ready to
And
style.
it kind of like darkens it itself anyway. And so yeah, we can do the rest at the end, but it just was just prominent in the beginning. All right. So if my hair's a little bit extra dry, it's my own fault because I was doing everything but
coming upstairs
coming upstairs.
to the styling station. Okay. So let's see.
All right.
You don't like middle parts.
Nope.
So that's how much section your hair. I'm gonna put a little puff here.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna do this first, and then
Okay.
we're gonna do the back. All right. So next question. What do you two enjoy about each other? Like our favorite qualities in each other.
Okay. Since I raised you, I am just always surprised.
Oh, lemongrass leave-in conditioner.
There we go. Alikay Naturals.
Alikay Naturals.
I'm always surprised by your strength. You know, I think when I think back to when I was your age, some of the things that you are strong about, I probably would have fallen completely about. And I think I've said it before on the channel, and I'll repeat myself again now, that you know how girls get, or maybe just in general, I don't know, but I can only speak from experience because of either myself or with you, how you're in a relationship with someone and then the relationship falls apart and then you just don't want to do anything but basically take to your bed. And I just will never forget when you were in college, and that's a dead serious thing that you have to do, go to school every day, and you broke up with a very serious relationship, but yet you still continued to persevere. And I just was in awe of that you didn't want to take to your deathbed, or whether or not you did want to, you didn't. You know, you just kept going forward, and I just really admired that. And other things in life, you just really are a rock, you know.
I was gonna say, can we say the same thing about each other? I was like, because that was the first thing that came to my mind was your strength, especially in this last year. And if like those of you who like watch the channel, you know what I'm talking about. You just like bounce back. Like the perseverance is like unmatched. Like really, really is. So that's definitely something.
Yeah, I'm glad that
I admire.
But I rub that off on you. That you watch me, and that's why I say you never know who's watching, so always like try to lead your life as an example, thinking that someone's watching. Just when you think people aren't watching, they are. It's like the most silent around you are the ones that are watching the most. So I'm glad that you watch and see that strength, because it's not put on, it really is. It's just how I live my life. I just dig deep, I call it, and as my grandmother used to say, pick myself up by the bootstraps and just carry on. I mean, life happens, I always say. Life happens, things happen, good, bad, or indifferent, and you just have to continue to go on. I mean, what's your choice? Just stop living, you know? We've been watching these really good shows. What's the name of the... I wasn't supposed to survive.
No, I shouldn't be alive.
Okay. I shouldn't be alive.
It's on Animal Planet, and it's basically about people who do like crazy like adventure things, you know, sailing across the sea, climbing Mount Everest, all this kind of stuff, and how they've gotten into like freak accidents and how they've lived.
Yeah. The ones that we get the most enjoyment out of, shall we say, are the ones that are stranded. Either their ship goes down, they go out, say on a swimming tour or something, and maybe the rest of the people leave, and they're the only ones in the ocean by themselves, like for days. Okay, like how do you do that? But one of the stories that was told in one of the episodes was that this ship went down, and there were two people on the ship. One was a 22-year-old, very fit young man, and another one was his grandmother, a 68-year-old grandmother. And the 22-year-old died, and the grandmother, this is not the episode on the show, this was just within one of the episodes,
a story that was told that he was telling the people to like keep them alive, just to keep them alive. Talking.
Yeah, because they had run into a freak accident, and he was trying to motivate them to stay alive. And so after they finally got rescued, they asked the grandmother, how is it that your grandson died and you didn't? And she said she refused to die. She refused to give in. She never gave up. She just kept going. And I think at times like that, that's like maturity, and you just dig deep. And I think that's probably what I'm made of. I think I just refuse to give up. Nothing is ever going to get the best of me, and like a pastor years ago said in the church I went to, fake it until you make it. So even if I don't feel that way at the time, I just act like I feel that way because it's really a mindset.
Crème brulee.
Crème brulee.
All yellow today.
Yellow robe.
This smells amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also love that you're not like afraid of anything or anybody, and even if you are afraid, like you don't show it. Like back when you first started getting like your shots, because as she said, like she has MS, and you take shots. I would always ask you, I'm like, does it hurt? And whether it hurt or not, you would always say no. You were just never like afraid of anything or anybody. And like, I admire that because sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh. And you're just like, Tay, not bothered. And like, we joke about the not bothered thing on the channel, but like, that's really how you live your life. Like, it's dead serious. Like, you're really not bothered.
Can't let anything get the best of me, because sometimes you let these problems get a hold of you and you can't climb back up out of them, And I'm not saying that something never gets the best of me, but I always try to keep my head above water, keep my head above the problem. I'll sink to a point, and then I'll just like, okay, what good is this doing me? I've got to bounce back. I'm not on my deathbed, so I'm going to have to get back up tomorrow morning. So I might as well start like preparing myself for it now. And it's almost like the mindset that I do, guys. I said when I'm like 45, I start telling people I'm 50. I might as well start wrapping my mind around the idea that I'll be 50. Okay, so I just wrap my mind around the fact that I'm going to have to wake up the next day and still be facing this problem, so I might as well just embrace it and figure out a solution. And if there is no solution, well, then I try to look for the lesson. What is God trying to show me here? And that's just the way I live my life, and it's worked out for me up to this point.
So those are some of the qualities we like about each other.
Your strength. Yeah, I admire that.
All right, so the next one is, what's our favorite memory together? You always say the same thing.
I always say the same thing. My favorite memory is, it was just kind of like a funny time in life, and I enjoy shopping, and I like unique things. So I don't have them on today, but you always see me kind of like wear those ribbon bracelets, and they look like they're junk. And to some, like I said, wealth and mindset like is relative to everyone. So to me they're a little pricey for what they are, just those ribbon bracelets, but I like unique things. So this particular year there were sandals that had grosgrain ribbon as like, like those flip-flops. They weren't like your cheapy plastic beach shower flip-flops. They were really nice. They said almost like an English shoe. You put them on and they fit like that. And then they had different kinds of, just picture going into a ribbon store, into a fabric store, and going to the ribbon section. Any ribbon you could think of, they took those ribbons. You would think the simplicity of it, but there's somehow that they just kind of like thickened it and made it nice and, really nice. And made flip-flops out of them. They were very nice flip-flops. So I used to get them online, and then that particular year, the people that made the flip-flops, I think they were called Eliza B. They might still be in existence. I don't know. I don't wear flip-flops anymore. But they were going to be at a store in Connecticut. It was called a trunk show. Well, I didn't know what a trunk show was. Since then, I've learned, like, I don't know, do you buy everything and have to pay up front? I don't know. I was buying those sandals at the store the way they allowed me to do online. Put in a huge order, and then when they were getting ready to ship, then that's when they would look for their money. So I went in, I figured I'd put in a huge order, and then I'd come home and figure it out. You know, we always say everything is figure outable. So I figured I'd come home, and then I would figure out how I would get the money to pay for this great big sandal order. But I didn't know what a trunk show was. That the people come, you order, you pay, and then they send you your stuff. They send you your junk. So at that point, it was a very, very, very wealthy store in Connecticut. Like I always say that there's like degrees of stores. So
it's like
there's,
it's almost like the town is like Calabas or something. Like in Connecticut. Like,
it's like Beverly Hills. Think of
$1 million
that.
houses are in this town.
So in other words, translation: we had no business being in the store.
We had no business being there.
With our pocketbooks, hot dog pocketbooks, in a prime rib store. Okay, and so
filet mignon.
filet mignon. So we went in there, and everybody's steadily, walking, tennis outfits, that type. Okay, diamonds in the air, tennis rackets, basically. Okay, tennis skirts, those very people. Okay, and
with
the store,
yachts.
With yachts. All right, and there we were in the store. I was shopping with the best of them though. But the only difference was at the end when it was time for payment, I was just like, pay? What do you mean payment? I said, normally they allow me to do this like weeks later. Like I put the order in now, you get excited about the order, and then when it comes in, then you start like working on how you're gonna get the money. I didn't know. So she's like, okay, that'll be. She gave me like, I'll start. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I looked at Taylor. I'm like, oh my gosh. So at that point, we didn't know we were frozen. Like
we were scared.
A lot of people in the store, and normally things like don't embarrass me. I would just be like, I don't have it. Like, okay, I didn't know. But for some reason that day, I don't know. I was bothered by it. Okay, like I didn't know what to say. So I think I asked for something, either a belt or a flip-flop, and the woman said, oh, let me go check in the back. And when that woman went in the back and checked, we took off. Like we went tearing down the stairs, like 3 flights of stairs, down. We were laughing so hard. We never laughed so hard in our lives.
We were running through the stores like crazy.
Yeah, it was just fun. Like we finally found a way to escape. Okay, when she went in the back, we were gone.
We ran.
And just were like, when you cry so much, like you almost like want to pee. Okay, it was like that moment. It was just like, we had to stop. Like we couldn't catch our breath. Like we had to stop, cross our legs. Like I'm like, I can't. And I don't know why we found it so funny. Because it was just so crazy, But anyway, that's like my fondest memory. Like it was just a fun moment. It was just funny to me.
For me, it's hard to pick a favorite moment because we spend so much time together. Everything is a memory. Like the other night, we made dinner and then we just sat on the couch and we're watching TV together. Like to me, that was a memory. Like we were just sitting there, just chilling, like watching TV, eating dinner. So like everything is a memory to me.
They say that. They say you never know what moments in life will end up being a memory. I know you've mentioned that a few times since then. Like I don't know what was so special about like that night. We always eat together and. I don't know. Well, we don't necessarily always sit down on the couch, but you've mentioned that a few times. So.
We got to go see Disney on Ice a couple years ago, and I'm a huge Disney fan, so I was pretty excited about that. Yeah. That we got tickets to go see Disney on Ice, and
you're doing a good job. Girl. My little mirror here, so she's doing a little good job.
That's okay. That's
all right.
Something.
Okay, guys. It looks like my work to an extent.
Girl,
looks good. Is it difficult?
No.
Okay.
Not really. What I noticed though is that like. When I put my fingers through here, like it almost like looks like it like frizzes on the ends, and so I don't know.
Are you pulling it all the way through?
Yeah, like I don't know why that is, and I keep trying to like smooth your ends down.
That's okay. It'll all come out later on.
That's what I'm hoping. Because Adam wasn't doing all of this, and his wash and go came out good.
Yeah, so I wouldn't I wouldn't put any more product because you'll just make it like really stiff and producty.
Okay.
Yeah, so it'll work out. Or at the end, I kind of just. Arrange it or whatever. I would just continue on with what you're doing.
So we're coming to the end of your wash and go and to the end of these questions. So
okay.
The next one is, did you plan on how you were going to raise your kids? How is it different than the way you were raised?
I didn't plan. I'm not really a planner, so to speak. Very efficient and organized, but I don't plan ahead of time. I just take the moment as it comes. Because I found in life, and at the time I was so young, so I didn't necessarily know this, but I've never been much of a planner. So I just took the experience as, okay, I'm a mom, I have a baby, and I just took each day as it came. And I think I've always lived my life like that. In school, I never crashed, studied, I never freaked out over...
but did you like read mom books and different things?
I would read mom books, but that's just kind of like a guideline to perhaps if this particular thing came up or... generalized write up about like what a baby would be like the first month, the second month, what to expect. And there was always like the possibility or the probability of a baby being like this, you know, a normal baby, average baby, as they say, you know, a hyper baby, a not hyper baby, like a kind of like more of a mellow baby. So I read a lot of books in preparation for having a child, but as far as how I'm going to raise my child, whether I wanted, say, my child to say go to nursery school, or whether I wanted my child to read by the age of 2 or something, I didn't have those guidelines. I just took each day as it came. I didn't have a pat plan of how I was going to raise my child. Some people have a certain way they're going to raise their child, and I just simply didn't. I just took one day at a time.
Okay. Is there anything different about like how you were raised and like how you raised us? Like anything like, you know, that's something I definitely want to do, or something like I don't want to do?
I think the fact that I was raised without a father at a young age, I was, I think, in kindergarten when my mother and father divorced, and so I always wanted my children to be raised in an, as they call it, an intact family. I wanted them to have a father in the house and a mother in the house, of course. And so that's kind of like what, the only thing I think that I had my eye to is that you guys were raised in an intact family, as they call it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm glad that I was able to do that for you guys at the time. I just felt like, you know, something that I wanted to do. So that was the only thing that I had in my mind, that I wanted my kids to have their father in the house.
All right. And, all right. Let's see. Maybe last question. So this one says, as a mom, we want to be friends with our kids, but we also want to keep that respect. How do you find that balance? How do you manage that? Or how do you?
I think it starts from the cradle on up. I think from the moment they hand you your baby, you know, you love on your baby, but I think right from the start, not that a day-old baby would know the difference, but I think as you begin to develop and grow, that a child can sense how far to push their parent, and I think right from the start, you knew that I loved you. You knew that, as I say you, but when I say you, I mean like all of my children. They knew that I loved them, and that there was nothing that I wouldn't do for them. But I think that is established from the start, how far to go, what to say. Some families, you see their children smoke in front of them. Their kids, they drink with their kids, all of that. To me, there were certain things that I didn't want my children seeing. But if I had to go back and dig into my arsenal of things that I did that were not quite savory as a teenager, I would use those as teaching lessons for my children and test the waters with them, because some things were quite personal and some things were quite scandalous, shall we say, that I really didn't want to share, but I felt that it was very vital to share my experience with it and the outcome of it, because it might not have been a good outcome, and I wanted to show that example to my detriment, shall I say, or it was a risk that I took, and the risk never backfired on me. And so as I unfolded my life in front of them little by little, and they didn't lose that respect, then I felt more comfortable that these are like a great set of kids, and that I can share my past experiences and moments where I learned a lesson, and now I can share that. Because if you tell your child something, say for instance, if you were a drinker as a teenager, that wasn't one of my advices, but say I was, and I got caught for it, was it DUI or something?
DUI.
Yeah, I was going to say DWI, right? A DUI, and then later on, your child continues to drink. They didn't learn the lesson. All they learned was, Mom, my mother did it. That's when I'd say, okay, this is a busted child. And now my arsenal, the lock goes back on, and they will not know any more of my secrets, because obviously they can't handle it. Mm-hmm. So as I unfolded my life, and you guys could handle it, then you got to know more, and they were always used as teaching points, never as bragging points, you know, until at this age. Now I laugh about some of my scandalous moments, and then you're like, Mom, really? But you're mature now, you know, you're at that age. So, but as a teenager, no, they were spoon-fed per incident, per your own incident in your life unfolding.
Yeah. We never got it twisted though, like,
I like the way you did it. Like I always have to like separate and do that. Like you did it really good. Like I hear stuff. I don't have to do the separating.
Oh, really? Because I was gonna say to you, I was like, you know, separate how you want to separate it.
No, I don't have to, because you did it the way I always wanted to do. Like it's all like one, and now it'll dry like that, and now it'll have like that height and all that. So good job, girl. Yeah. Look at God, she did good. Yes, I like it.
Oh, some
I
light.
can't wait to see it dry.
All right, so I think we're actually gonna go air dry because you said you want to take a little trip to Target.
I did.
What we do when we're not filming,
Right,
we go to Target.
Go to Target. I know I have to get a big container, guys. I'm spring cleaning, and so things are just. I need a big box for my Christmas stuff. Now around Christmas time, they always have like a green bottom with a red lid or a red bottom with a green lid, and I hope that they still have those. Probably not this time of year, but I need a big container to put all my Christmas stuff in.
Right.
All right.
So we are going to go do that, and we'll be back to show you guys these results.
I know. I can't wait to see them dry. Good
right.
job.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Bye. And we are back. These are the results.
The results.
What do you think?
I love it. You did such a good job.
And if she didn't love it, she would absolutely say it. She'd
Oh.
be like, "This is busted." You have
Yeah.
no problem
Right.
with that. Like,
Totally. Yeah. I wouldn't. Yeah. No, I don't preserve the feelings. Gift or no gift.
what's Lorian like as a mother?
Right. Exactly. I'm like, girl, like, what did you do? No, though we've used it before, that's why, she asked me what I wanted her to put in my hair. And I've tried to pick something simple that I felt like I had success with in the past. Though a few weeks ago I did it, and the very first time I did it, it came out outstanding to me. And then a couple of weeks ago when I did it, because I'm on my kick for using less products, I think I used a little bit too less, shall we say, and I felt like it poofed quicker and I felt like it was a little bit drier. But I made it work. But today I noticed that you didn't so much use a heavy hand as like you were just a little bit more generous than I was a few weeks ago.
Right.
Perhaps maybe the way I was the first time. I don't remember. But I definitely like the fact that it looks super moisturized now and curly. And like I said, it's not a brand new product to the channel at all or a brand or anything, but I just saw your technique. And then I also learned from you about this front part, how you just kind of like kept it back. And then now that it's dried, I could really do whatever I want to with it. It's not such a distinct part on the side.
How I parted it.
Yeah. Yeah, which you kind of like really didn't part it. You just kind of
Yeah,
like
well,
let it
I
do
took
its
like
thing.
a chunk here and I like kept peeling from that chunk. So I did all the back
Yes.
section and I peeled a chunk and I styled it kind of going back and then I took like some pieces and brought them over.
Yeah,
But
like when you started,
I didn't like
you
part your head.
right, whereas I normally like do this side, part it down the middle, and then do this side,
Right.
and then split each side in half. Whereas you almost the way I pineapple, you brought it all up, and then you kind
I
of
did like half up, half down.
Yes.
And did the back first.
Yeah.
And then took that piece, took more. Yeah.
So I
You
like
guys see how I
the
did it,
finished
yeah.
results with that because I don't have an issue here. And in all honesty, I did not pick it out the way I normally would after a wash and go. But it's late, and we're getting ready to go to bed, and I don't want to ruin it because tomorrow's Friday Night Live. We're doing this for Sunday, for Mother's Day. So pre-filming. Oh, we're just so on top of things. I had fun.
I had fun too. I thought this was so fun.
It was
I would totally do it
time
again.
together.
It was.
Yes, that's what we do.
I had so much fun doing it. And you wore your silk bathrobe.
And I wore my silk
Silk
bathrobe.
robe. Yeah.
Right.
You were like, I'm not wearing that anymore. I'm like, okay, all right. You've worn it plenty. That's okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. This says bougie, which is definitely more you.
That's me, guys.
Bad and
Yeah.
bougie.
Get into this, guys.
Get into it.
Yes.
All right, so comment down below what you think of this video. If you had fun, how you liked the Q&A. Let us know if you want us to do like another kind of sit down kind of Q&A. I said I liked how we did this one. Sometimes I feel like when we sit down and do Q&As, like we're just staring at the camera. It's like awkward and like we never put the video out because it's just awkward.
And it's just like one question after one question.
Yeah,
And
but I liked how our hands, like my hands were moving and like
Yes.
some one of us was doing something while we were doing it. So I like that. Yeah, but so again, stop watching this video. Happy Mother's Day. Go enjoy it with your mothers, grandmothers, aunts, cousins, whoever,
Yes.
any mother figure
in your life.
Yeah,
Who's meant something to you.
have a good day. And we love you guys so much.
Thank you for stopping by on
Thank you
Mother's
for
Day.
watching.
All right.
And I think that's it.
I think that's it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video,
Okay.
and
we shall see you in our next video.
see you in our next video.
All right.
Bye.